It's an open secret that supermarkets have been performing extremely well during these testing times. And it's also common knowledge that they've been reaping huge profits. In fact, many of them have doubled their profits over the last 2 years. Many retailers have seen their sales skyrocket as people stayed at home and cooked more meals. And since they could not eat out, the demand for groceries naturally went up. But did you know that supermarkets are still going strong? And by strong, I mean they're still doubling profits. In the retail business, it's called retail therapy. And it simply means that people go shopping to improve their mood. And in this case, it's working wonders for the bottom line of supermarkets. The latest example is the French supermarket chain Carrefour. Its shares have soared almost 30% in the last 6 months. The reason? Better than expected sales. And mind you, this is not an isolated case. Check out this list. All these are among the top 10 global retailers, and all of them have doubled their profits in the last 2 years. Walmart, for example, its net income jumped from $5.3 billion to $13.4 billion. That's 152%. In the case of Schwarz, the parent company of Lidl, profits jumped from 2.7 billion euros to 5.9 billion euros. That's 115%. And Tesco, the British supermarket chain, its profits are up 181%. But here's the interesting part. Their shares have also jumped. Take a look at this. Since January 2020, the share price of these 10 companies have gone up between 40 to 300. That of Nestlé, which is 3.36%. And you see how the markets are reacting to this. In fact, we have a new report which says that the global retail industry has a total revenue of $27 trillion. That's as of 2021. It expects this to touch $34 trillion by 2027. So basically, we're talking about a 27% jump in the next 5 years. Now that's what we call growth. And guess what? This growth is being driven by supermarkets and hypermarkets. They are expected to grow by 3.45% by 2027. That's more than twice the rate of the overall retail industry. So clearly, there is money to be made here. But why only supermarkets? What makes them so unique? To understand this, we need to look at what they sell. You see, supermarkets sell everyday essentials. They sell groceries, medicines, clothes, home appliances. In other words, items that we cannot do without. And that is why they are recession-proof. Next question. Why are they doubling profits? Well, here too, we find an answer in their business model. You see, supermarkets operate on thin margins. I'm talking about an average profit margin of just 1.5%. But they more than make up for it by selling in volume. And this is one reason why they have survived the pandemic and emerged stronger. Another reason is their digital push. Most supermarkets have invested heavily in their supply chains. They've improved their logistics. They've also introduced new technologies like AI-driven software to reduce wastage. In fact, many of them are using drones to do their last-mile delivery. And this has helped them keep their shelves stacked even during the pandemic. So what does the future look like? Experts say that the growth in the retail sector will continue. And here's what's driving that growth: rising incomes, a growing middle class, urbanization, and of course, the rise of e-commerce. Having said that, I must add here that investing in individual stocks is risky. You could lose your money. So before you invest, do your research, study the market, and most importantly, do not invest your life savings.